Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening and or good night. Welcome back to Abstract Medicine. I do hope you're all doing well. So today we're going to be doing a general reading for the collective. As you can see, I have my laptop here and I'm just looking at some of your comments, and one of your reading suggestions for the collective is, I would say, just to look at your situation. It's like I feel like a lot of you are going through some things and it would seem like you would know what to know, get some more guidance about maybe why things had happened the way they did and what kind of future you're moving into. I feel like all of you just need answers, so I'm here to do that the best way that I can. So let's call this reading What's New. we're going to call this reading What's New, okay? So we're going to be using the Fountain Tarot today. I love this deck, and yeah, it's just a beautiful deck, quite wintry looking as well, quite wintry, isn't it? And it's a beautiful opening as well. For those of you who do not own this deck, this is kind of like an unboxing, but I've had this deck for about 3 years. You are the voice and the breath of the universe. Okay, so yeah, and I feel like that's just it, isn't it? You are the voice and the breath of the universe, and the voice and the breath of universes. So this is telling me that you have infinite potential. Everyone has infinite potential. And this almost looks like a doorway as well, doesn't it? So this is a perfect, now I realise why I picked this deck, or Spirit asked me to come and pick this deck, because it's exactly what we need. It's about what's new, what's coming in, what's going to be coming in that's new. Okay, so let's have a look. Angels, ancestors, guides. Grab yourself a cup of coffee, tea, drink, beverage of your choice, maybe a snack. As I'm shuffling the cards, I also want to say thanks for tuning into that last reading. It was kind of all over the place. I know it was, and actually, fun fact, I did record the Commander Ashtar reading before I recorded the love reading, but I posted the love reading instead, and then the Commander Ashtar reading, just to kind of shift the energies a bit. So yeah, you may wish to take breaks during the Commander Ashtar reading. There are lots of nuggets of wisdom in there, lots of information. I'm in my robe, as you can see, nice and cozy and comfortable. But let's have a look. There you go. I think because I've moved this desk, I don't know whether I'm central or not. Okay. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm quite central, guys. Guys and gals. I don't feel it. All right, there. So what's happening? What's coming into the new? What's happening? You may wish to book a reading with me. I'm here at your disposition. You can go ahead and book any of the readings that are available over on my website. Just go down to the footer menu at the bottom of the website, essentially go to Abstract Medicine, the words Abstract Medicine, click there. You can see collective readings, you can see bookings, and you can see art class as well. So wherever I am in the world, you can always book private sessions with me, private tarot readings with me. All right, And I also have book club. For those of you who are interested in reading more or want to make friends, you can go ahead and do a subscription of £3 a month. You can cancel anytime, you can join anytime. It's not actually like a fixed subscription, but if you'd like to join us on the February book club, you're more than welcome to book ahead as well and read the book that we're going to be reading. So go to the page that says book club as well. With that being said, let's start with the reading. Okay, yeah. So there's a reason why Spirit asked me to pull the cards out in this way. As you can probably see, it's probably unusual from what you're normally accustomed to here on Abstract Medicine. But we have the overarching theme of the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is, a lot of you have been going through it. A lot of you have been going through anxiety issues. You've been going through worries. You've been going through things that have been really discomforting, heartbreaking. You know, Three of Swords is a heartbreak card. It may pertain to love of a romantic nature. It may pertain to a love of a platonic nature or a familial nature. It doesn't really matter. You see how this message will resonate for you. But I do see here that there is a slight prism on this heart, you know. I just had glass ceiling. So I feel like a lot of you are people who generally, you know, you see a rule and you want to break it. You see a way of doing things and you want to change that way of doing things. You're here to change the narrative. A lot of you are here on a very big mission here on planet Earth to shift the way of people's thinkings, the paradigm. You're here to break the glass ceiling. And right behind this glass heart, we have a mountain. So I do feel like a lot of you are very ambitious. And I feel like, you know, when you, it's like someone like myself, when you have a very big, important mission, you have a very clear understanding, a clear knowing of what your life purpose is. And for those of you who do not know what your life purpose is, what you're here to do in this life, what your mission is here on this life, remember, it doesn't have to be a great big heroic thing, great big heroic act. It can be something as beautiful and as simple as maybe being a mother, right? And doing that. But if not, or even being a surrogate, or it could also be, you know, adopting a lot of children. You know, if you want to know what that is, you can book a reading with me. You know, if for some reason, I just want to say, there may not necessarily be bookings available on my website that really, you know, would answer your question, sort of thing, or directly. Just send me an email and let me know what you want me to read about, you know, and then I can, you know, I can tweak the energy and I can focus mainly, I only always focus on you in the private readings. If you want me to read into your partner or your work colleagues, just let me know in the email and I will be able to focus on the energy there as well. Okay, so it's really important that when you book readings with me that you're very specific. Okay, the more specific you are, the more accurate the readings will be. But in any sense, as you know by now, for those of you who keep booking with me, my readings are 99% accurate. And that's not me, you know, kudosing myself. That's me having a very clear channel with Spirit, and it's Spirit that's delivering the messages. I'm here as a channel, okay? But here, when you have a really strong ambition, you've got a really strong purpose, you know, or you have this really an understanding that you're here to shift the world, you're here to be a big impact on the world, you know, this can be met with a lot of pain. This can be, I'm hearing La Traviata, which is an opera, an Italian opera. And La Traviata is, you know, it's like someone who, it's travail, it's hard work, it's like harsh weather, harsh punishment, struggle. It's the energy of some of you, betrayal here with the Three of Swords as well. So I feel like this is the overarching theme here. Now, as you can see, that how I pulled the cards here, let me just get my drink. I've got 3 cards here on the left and then 3 cards here on the right. These cards are about your past energy, your far distant past, maybe some traumas, and then your recent past. And this is your sort of near future, maybe something to do with how you can clear out those pains, those traumas, those issues, and then your long future, right? So let's get into it, let's get with it. So your far distant past, we have the 7 of Wands. All right, so the 7 of Wands is yeah, you needing to put up your boundaries, being very on guard. You know how there are some drivers who do defensive driving? This would be that, you know, so driving a car, for example, in a defensive manner. You know, it's like ready for the attack, you know. Pronto per l'attacco in Italian, you would say. So this is the energy of someone who is on the defensive. Maybe you've been on the defensive for a long time. Maybe this is a learned pattern of yours, collective. You know, this is, look, trust me, this is no shade, no judgment here. You're all welcome here. For those of you who are new in the channel of Abstract Medicine, welcome. Thank you so much for joining here, subscribing to the channel too. You know, everything that I'm reading in, I've also experienced too. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't a light worker. A light worker is someone that has a lot of dark, or has to clear away a lot of dark and clear the path for something new, you know. And that means when you have a bright torch, what does a torch do? The torch doesn't really mean anything if it's in a really bright area and the sun is blazing. It doesn't mean anything. It means something when it's in the dark. All right, so that's what Spirit is sharing with me today. To share with you, the torch has purpose when it's in the dark, because then you'll be able to light the way, not just for yourself but for others. And sometimes when we switch that torch off and we're not able to see anything, you know, how do we see? Like, how are we able to look forward? How are we able to be careful of what we're stumbling into, or so we don't bump into the trees, we don't bump into cars, we don't bump into, you know. So what I'm saying is there's 2 things, it's metaphorical as well, is the light is within you. You have a very strong light within you, collective. I know that, I feel that. And what I'm seeing is that this metaphor of the torch is you're the torch as well for others. And some people don't believe, they feel, and believe me, energy never lies. People feel the light that you exude, the splendor, the sunshine that you exude. There is no denying that. But it's do you believe it? And sometimes we have to like do that on ourselves and go, okay, no, I understand why I don't fit in. Okay, I understand why I'm the black sheep of the family. Okay, I understand why, you know, I look weird, I look odd, I look, you know, I have a strange, different way of thinking in my friendships and my groups of people, or, you know, or I'm into peculiar things and interesting things and fun things and exciting things that aren't part of the norm. And that's because you're going against the grain of most people's rhythm. Your rhythm is different, your vibration is different, you carry a high vibration, and your energy is very light. And there are people who are going to be jealous and want to take that away from you, which will bring up insecurities within you, and that's very heartbreaking. There'll be energies where you'll feel isolated, and, you know, there's that message that came in the last reading where it's impossible for you to feel completely alone because you carry 1,000 ancestors right behind you. So it took 1,000 ancestors to get you here, living, breathing. You are the voices and the breath of the universes here in this moment, listening to this reading, for example. 1,000 of your ancestors. Like, really let that settle in. So what happens is that you can be on the defensive, you can be insecure, and in your past, your long distant past energies, you've had to really learn how to put your boundaries up, and that will have to be done over and over again. For some people, they don't understand that. For some people, they want to keep breaking those walls of protection that you have. Now look at the difference between this and this. This card is kind of solemn and dark and grey and sad, you know, and this card is sort of on guard. Yes, some of you could also play javelin, or you could also play fencing as well. But yeah, there's an energy of like self-protection here. Some of you have gone through some really dark things in your past, maybe in your childhood as well, and I won't bring that up for you because there's no need for us to look back on that. Unless you want to do a private reading, unless you want to do a shamanic healing session with me, I'm able to help clear those energies. You know, it's more intense than the tarot. It's definitely energy work where I do go in to your light body and clear away low vibrational energies there. The guides come in, Mother Mary comes in at times, Isis comes in at times, Jesus is always present, Archangel Raphael is there as a surgeon. So, you know, it's up to you whether you want to do that, but that is always on offer, okay? So the Seven of Wands is, you know, being always on guard. Why always being defensive? Well, it's because you've been through some things, maybe from a young age. This happens a lot with people who have very strong and a lot of Scorpio placements. Scorpio is ruled by Mars, well, I would say also Pluto really, but also Mars. And that Mars energy here is wands, is fire. So when we are great healers, we go through great changes, go through great darkness as well. So sometimes it's about, okay, keeping it, and I don't like this phrase, but I'll say it anyway, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. It's better to just leave the enemies at the door. Like, don't entertain them. But it's what it means is being aware. It's being really aware and acute and awake to people that could harm you. Putting boundaries up is for a reason. The person here in the Seven of Wands is someone who has high integrity. This is someone who wants to escalate in their life. They're not actually descending. This is a really interesting also stance, particularly in war and warfare, especially after having read The Art of War by Sun Tzu. I highly encourage you to read it. And this is one way to attack your enemy, is to be on the offense defense, you know. You have more of a vantage point when you're here on a higher plane, higher level than your enemy. But I just feel like this person is just happily going along their journey, escalating, elevating others, elevating on their path, you know, elevating their own ambitions even. But then something happens where they have to suddenly turn around and they're distracted by these people that are wanting their attention, calling their attention, and asking them stupid questions like, why is it that you're going up that hill? Why is it that you're doing all of this? Who do you think you are? Like, those kind of questions are very attacking. And these are people that are insecure. They don't have a purpose. They don't understand. You know, there are people in this world that are unconscious human beings. Believe that if you wish. Of course, I respect your free will. But believe that if you wish. There are people that are kind of like zombie people. You know, human beings that are just walking around in this world. They're programmed. They're programmed through info, TV, whatever. And these are people that aren't really awake. They don't want to be awake. They just kind of move through life. You know, they live, they eat, you know, they crap, they die. I mean, that's just kind of the essence, not the essence, but like the raw nuts and bolts of life is that. But when you're the essence here, when you are the embodiment of the essence, what is the essence? The essence is love. The essence is purpose. You know what your treasure is when you know, when you're in contact with your heart. Your heart will tell you what your treasure is. What is the heart? The heart is the organ of love. What is the heart? The heart is a memory organ. You know, it's just as important as the brain. So remember, you're remembering things that have happened in your far distant past that have hurt your heart. That people have crossed your boundaries, that have asked you, interrogated you, you know, questioned why you were doing certain things. And you know, your path would have been so much smoother if you didn't have all these annoyances and distractions, a bit like mosquitoes, and mosquitoes just irritating you here and there. And you're just rising up that mountain. People know you're going to get to that mountain. People know that you have high hopes. You know, I'm hearing that song, High Hopes. Got high hopes, you know, she's got high hopes, he's got high hopes. Yeah, you got high hopes, high ambitions. And that is the Mars energy. Mars is someone who, people that have Mars, Saturn and Pluto placements are people that, this is actually me, by the way, I have dominant Mars, dominant Saturn placements. Can't you tell? Dominant Pluto placements. Those are my 3 major planets, to be honest with you. And it's someone who has, and I know that you do too, collective, you're very mysterious, you're very intense for many people, you're very in-depth, you're very articulate, you're very mysterious, as I mentioned probably before, and you have high ambition, high hopes. That can be very intimidating for people, and they want to knock you off your path. They genuinely want to knock you off that incline that you are destined to go ahead and do it anyway. And so when you have that muscle memory within the heart space, you live a life a bit defensive, all right? And what does that mean? It means sometimes we don't want to open up our heart so much. Okay, let's see in the recent past. We've got the 3 of Cups. So the 3 of Cups, is family, it's friends, mainly a group of people that celebrate life, celebrate something that is fun, you know. Your recent past may have involved something to do with, okay, I've got to check my friends here. Are they really my friends or are they my enemies? Right? It's like keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. I want to get another deck here. 1 minute. That's not it. You know, I normally wouldn't get this deck. I was thinking about another deck, but this is a literary deck. This is a deck about, for those of you who are really into reading, like myself, or collect books, like myself. This is a deck actually dedicated to authors, to writers. All right, so there could be something here, but I feel like there's this energy where, yeah, you've had people in your midst who, you know, may have been a bit shady recently, or maybe there was a red flag within a friendship or group of people, a collective. This could, you know, remember, take it as it resonates and leave the rest. This could also be your colleagues, you know, people that you've worked with. We've got Zora Neale Hurston, The Story. All right, so I haven't read any of her books and I haven't heard of her, but this could be someone who could write some books, novels, fiction, non-fiction, that may really resonate with you. But what I'm seeing here is I definitely see Scorpio energy here with this death energy and this devil energy and these ghosts, you know. I feel like there was some milk that was spilt here. Some people may have been quite poisonous to your mental health or to your emotional well-being. They may, you know, when you, like, I'm hearing Regina George from Mean Girls. So, you know, when someone says that they're like all about the sisterhood, but they're not. And they're all about the Me Too movement, and they're the ones who are actually causing crime, like causing really vicious things, horrible things, you know. And they're the perpetrators of their evil. It's giving that. So you could have experienced jealousy, just in the, like, let's say the main base tone of your recent past, or even your life in general. The base tone of people around you, surrounding you, has been jealousy, envy, and insecurity. Beyond that, and if this resonates for you, also please consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps get these messages out there, more of these videos out there, more people to heal for free here on YouTube. But yeah, I feel like it could be that, or it could also be beyond all of that. It could be just, you know, some people really trying to sabotage your success, trying to sabotage that incline, your career, even people trying to sabotage your relationships. So, you know, Three of Cups is in romance is a third wheel. This is someone who could try to instigate a breakup because they're flirting with your other half. You know, they're flirting with your boyfriend, you're flirting with your girlfriend, the person of great significance to you. Or maybe you've experienced this a lot during your teenage years, you know, your years of, I just don't know why I'm hearing a lot of Italian, like crescita, like your growth, you know, your growth. Your formative years. And I'm now hearing Dawson's Creek. I don't know if some of you have watched the series Dawson's Creek, but it was a series during the 90s. And there was a lot of it was quite wholesome actually, but there was a bit of drama in there. So I feel like there could have been some drama, or I'm hearing Gossip Girl, the series Gossip Girl, which I loved, by the way. I absolutely loved it. But it's quite interesting, isn't it, how certain characters from that series are who played the actors that played those characters are kind of really showing their true light at this time right now, you know? Like, who is the mean girl? Who are the mean girls? Who are the people that have said that, you know, they were going to be your friends, they were going to be your ride or die, but ended up leaving you hanging and maybe sabotage your success, your career, your business opportunities, your romantic relationships? I don't know, you tell me. I want to look at this part, like very distant past energy. We've got rabbit. So we've got two rabbits here. So I thought, you know, rabbits are such innocent animals. Rabbits are feminine energy. So they are docile. They don't go on the attack, you know. And this is you. This is you as a child. This is you way back in your past where, you know, your natural disposition is not someone who's on the attack. Your natural disposition is not someone who is defensive, offensive. If anything, you're just kind of passive and you're just living your life. Eating, munching, rabbits, you know, love carrots, love veggies. You know, you could have maybe started off your life as a child just knowing you want to be a vegetarian. And people were like, your family were like, you should eat this, you should eat that, you should do this, you should. And it's like, well, you know, when you just know and someone is a light seed, you know, someone who is a star seed, someone who is a light worker, someone who is an angel on earth. You know, when you see a child and you just know that that child, that being, that soul knows exactly who it is. It's kind of overwhelming and quite shocking when you see an individual, a soul so integral with their whole being that they know that they are connected to so many universes. It's like you look at the eyes of that child, that being, and you just know that they're so connected. It's incredible, you know. And this would be you, collected. This is you in your past where you just, you know, you just knew that you knew what you liked, you knew what you didn't like. While the rest of the world is causing drama and wanting drama, you were just like, I'm happy just playing with my other rabbit friends. And then that grows into adulthood, where bunnies end up becoming mature, and they are symbols of fertility. So this could be someone here who, as a female or even as a male, from birth, was seen as a very sexualized being. And that's not on you. That's got nothing to do with you. It's about people's perverse ways of thinking. And so maybe even as a younger child, you had to know how to say no at a very early age. And I'm really sorry to pick up on this energy, but I am picking it up, and I have to share it because I know that some of you will resonate with that. And you've had to learn to defend yourself, or you've had to learn, you know, you've had to learn to defend yourself, or 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 you've you know, some of you have lost your innocence at a very young age, unwillingly, you know, and that's really sad. Some of you may have had to look after your siblings at a very young age as well, and maybe you were the eldest, or maybe you were someone who was seen as responsible and you were the one that was like, okay, I've got to be the one that's got to look after, you know, make sure that Sarah, my sister over there, is fed, because mum and dad aren't going to be back from work at, you know, until, I don't know, 9 at night, for example. So you were really responsible, I feel. Let's have a look at your recent past. You got the Fool card. You know, I feel like this is a really beautiful card to have in your past, in your recent past, because I feel like the energies, as you can tell, have been very hard, and it's got nothing to do with you. I feel like it's a surrounding around you. You're just there as the heart. You're just there as a rabbit, you know, born in this life as an innocent being, full of love, full of compassion, full of depth, full of the universe within you. The universe is an embodiment of the stars, you know, and you have all this light to shine. You're that torch in the darkness, as I mentioned earlier, that Spirit shared earlier. And I feel like you're cutting away. You've come to this really recent, this could have even been, you know, this year, January 2025. All of my readings are timeless though, by the way. Well, let's ring the bell. That, yeah, that you, actually, I just need to get something before I forget. There it is. I just had to get my charms. I have these charms that I just love, and I carry with me, so let's not forget those. Fun fact, bells clear away evil, by the way. Bells clear away evil. You don't always have to carry incense with you. You can just, you know, ring the bell. Have them at your entrance, you know, all that jazz. So a bit of witchycraft there for you. And again, I do feel like you are very, some people call you witchy, I don't know. But what I'm seeing here is with the Fool, it's this energy of like a bright new start. I feel like you've cut away generational curses, to be honest. And I feel like if you're not just yet, you're on the way to doing that. And I feel like you'd be quite surprised at how fast that's going to be. Aries energy is very spontaneous, particularly with the Fool. It's a rebirth, because before the Fool is the universe or the world concluding. What goes around comes around. It's that karma, people that have harmed you in the past. You know, karma is a bitch, and karma, like, for example, slight small story time. The scammers, you know, the scammers that has, you know, by the way, that video, the life update, I deleted it in the end because I didn't want to have it around in the YouTube ethers for too long. So for those of you who watched it, you know, if you know, you know. Right? So, let me just check on the time. Okay, so basically it's 9 o'clock. Okay, so basically it's 9:04, and 9:04 is 9 plus 4 is a 13. Right, so 13 is a Scorpio energy. I'm also seeing the Ouroboros as well, the snake eating its tail, and it is a very symbolic symbol, because I feel like you've had to reinvent yourself over and over again. You've had to retransform yourself, rebirth yourself over and over again. You've had to parentify yourself, maybe. You've had to cleanse and drink poison yourself in order to turn it into medicine. That's Scorpio energy. Guess what? That's Scorpio energy. You reinvent your hair, you change your look, you know, you're into different genres of music every 5-6 years. For example, that's Scorpio energy. Even if you don't have Scorpio in your chart, you might have a lot of Pluto placements, or you have a very dominant Pluto placement in your natal chart. I can read into that too, if you wish, privately. But You know, that's what I'm seeing. As I'm seeing that, okay, we're about to embark on a new beginning here. Enough of this cyclical thing that keeps going on. We want to start something new. Maybe it's about castigating yourself over and over again for other people's harms that aren't taking responsibility for what they've done, you know? So I feel like here in the recent past, we've got the Fool card, which is a bright, brand new beginning. And it's great because it's the energy of spontaneity. It's the energy of travel. I've got 2 cards for you on this one. We've got the chicken, and we got the book, an author, Flannery O'Connor, so she's an Irish author, all about humanity. We've got the peacock here, and the peacock, guess what? The peacock is a symbol of the Empress. She doesn't need to peacock, so to speak. She doesn't need to show off her plumage in order to make herself feel important. She already has that self-importance. Remember, she's connected to the universes. She was born like this. She was born this way. And I don't mean Lady Gaga style. Lady Gaga sold her soul freaking years ago. You know, if you're not awake to that, then start to awaken to that. Alleged for entertainment purposes only, I have to say that. Okay, so the Fool, Aries energy, about to start something new. Some of you may wish to write, some of you may wish to get some chickens. It's definitely giving farm. It's giving farm. It's giving farmland. Chickens are very funny, you know. They're actually very affectionate. I look after chickens sometimes here in the countryside, and they're very funny. They're actually very funny. And as soon as they hear the sound of seeds, like grain, they start to make a sound that it's like, oh, okay, it's feeding time now. They just know, and they're communicating that. And I go, no, it's not. I'm just putting this away. And I talk to them. I talk to all animals. And so you could be an animal whisperer as well, a horse whisperer, a chicken whisperer, a rabbit whisperer, a peacock whisperer. But yeah, I do feel like animals really resonate with you, for sure. But I'm excited about this new opportunity, new beginning. I feel like no matter what had tried to bring you down in your past, in your distant past, you're onto a new journey here. You're about to leap. You know, this is a jeté in ballet speak. So you're about to leap forward, and you don't know necessarily how you're going to land, where you're going to land, but you're going to land well because you've trained yourself to do this jeté. When you because I was, you know, trained as a dancer at a very young age. So when you train, you do classes, you do bar work, you know, you're at the bar in the dance studio, and you train your muscles to leap. And when you take your first leap, like your proper first splits in the air, jeté, it's the most magical feeling. It feels like you're flying in the air, and you just want to keep doing it over and over again. It was one of my favorite, and I was very good at it, I will be honest. Some people love pirouettes. They love to pirouette. I was good at it, but I love jeté. Like, I had a really big distant leap, far-reaching leap. And so we would go from one diagonal of the studio to the other, and I would do like 3 or 4 within that space of jeté, you know? So, but you got to focus on your target. And so you've trained yourself, you've trained your muscles, your heart has been trained, was born to take a leap into your future. And now is the time it's going to happen. We're now going to move into the new energies here as well, your new beginnings. But I feel like this is about cutting away from a cycle that's been a vicious cycle. You know, there's a closure of a chapter here. All right. The Moon card. So remember how I mentioned through the channeling from spirit, how there are people that are very conscious, people that are not conscious, you know, that don't have a conscience as well. They just kind of go through life just here and there, happily being programmed. I wouldn't say they're living the middle path, like a Buddhist path, like the Buddhist sort of like the way. I feel like they just don't really have a personality. They don't really have a drive. They don't really, it's like soulless people, genuinely. I feel like you're going to be able to see that more so in your near future. You'll be able to see people who have a genuine conscience, who are ethically aware in the same way that they are ethically resonating with you. They have high morals, they have integrity. I also feel like your dreams, with these two major arcanas from your, some of you, you're coming into this energy, the Fool card, and people are going to be criticizing you, going, oh, she, he, they are idiots. They're a complete fool. You know? Yeah, pagliazzo is someone who is a jester, a joker. That's a fool. The fool in Italian is il matto. In the tarot, il matto. Il matto is a madman, a mad person, an idiot, a fool. So people are going to say what they're going to say, you know. But with the Moon card, there's another big shift happening here in the near future, that your dreams are going to be very, very, they're going to be a big deal. They're going to be of high importance. Yes, there may be some fears that can crop up with the Moon card, but I would say, I feel like you are, you know, when you've gone through so much, you end up becoming the very thing, not in a bad way, but you become, you've integrated everything that you've experienced. And so when you match that with your light, it's very powerful. And so people are just going to go, they're going to try and do the things that they did before, because that's a relationship that they've known you as. That's a relationship. You've related to each other in this way. They're going to be really freaked out when they see this new version of you coming up soon, coming up next in your chapter in your life. Because they're really going to wish that they didn't treat you like that. So I forgot to say, so basically the scam thing, slight story time, is I've been letting these London speak is coming through. I've been letting these scammers and fraudsters cook at a very low heat, and I'm doing the long game. I've now got the London police involved, City of London police, who actually emailed me yesterday. These people, these scammers, these fraudsters are going to wish they never messed with me. That's what I'm like. Yes, I go through it. Yes, it's heartbreaking. You've seen that. But no. No. Full sentence. So this version of you that's coming up is people approaching you and getting really freaked out. And it's not that they're going to be seeing your shadow, because you've integrated your light. You are already an integrated light being, but you've integrated the shadow as well. Light and darkness. People come running to you with these kind of wands again on the attack. You turn around, or they approach you, and they're just gonna freak out. They're gonna wish they were unalived. Truly. Because the energy that you give is going to be so unbelievably intense. They're going to wish they never mess with you. And I'm saying these things about my story time too, because it's the same energy. Like, that's scary. I mean, look, that's an ocean that's dark. I don't know what's in there. Look at that moon, it's humongous. Are these steps, am I meant to descend here? I mean, that would be very freaky. That'd be a very scary endeavor. Mythical beings could be in there. Big beings, scary beings. It's the element of water. Not everyone knows how to swim. So you're the embodiment of, you either sink or swim, bitch. Sorry, I have to swear, because this is it. And yeah, people that mess with you before are going to wish they never did, and they never do it again. Joy Haro, bravery. She's a writer. So the word is bravery. They're going to see you. People are going to see you. I feel like now these exterior energies are going to be seeing you as someone who's very brave, that will confront fear itself, will look in the devil in the eyes and laugh. You know, they're going to respect you, to be honest with you. You know, most people who are jealous of another person is because underlying all of that, they actually have great respect, because you're going through something, a journey, you have purpose, you have high hopes, you have an ambitious nature about you. You've got things to do, you've got stuff going on that you want to pursue. And behind all of the envy, the insecurity, the jealousy, is someone who is very, actually deeply low-key respectful of you, because they could never do it themselves. They could never have the courage. The fool is the leap of faith as a courageous person. They could never have the courage to pursue their dreams, to face their own shadow. You do. And I feel like you're entering a new era, a new chapter in your life, where you're going to be embodying bravery. And also, I would say the people that will want to approach you romantically, in your career, new friends, old acquaintances are gonna have to be effing brave to approach you, because this is someone who's genuinely a real starlight. They're going to be starstruck by your aura, by your energy. If you don't believe that, that's fine, but that's what I'm picking up on. It takes courage. You know, when you go and approach one of your favorite people, celebrities, stars, for an autograph, that takes a lot of courage and bravery. My left ear, my right ear. The amount of attunement that's happening right now is incredible. I can hear it. My left, it went left to right. Horses could be significant. Get ready for the ride of your life in a good way. A horse and a horse here is about companionship. Traveling long distances, going to high places, going to Claridge's for tea, getting coffee from Claridge's rather than your local, I don't go to Starbucks, but you know what I mean. What's so-and-so doing nowadays? Oh, they're over here, they're doing this. Yeah. You could never, you know? So, amazing. Look at that. Another major arcana, the Lover's card. Beautiful card. A lot of you are going to be, in your near future, you're going to be with your main person. For those of you who are not in a relationship just yet and you can't believe it, delve further into your shadow. This is what's happening. Delve further into your shadow, into your darkness. Really know who you are. Really know yourself. You know, there's the actress Cynthia Erivo, who did Wicked and many other films. She mentioned in the chicken shop, Amelia interviewed her, and she said, you know, do you feel comfortable in yourself now? And Cynthia was like, yeah, I do. I feel like it took me a long time, but I am I really do know myself. I'm really comfortable with who I am. You know, and that's the position that you get to be in before you meet your person, you know. And it's not to say you'll be perfect and whole. No, life is a journey of continual learning and healing. But this is a beautiful card of oneness, partnership. Ride of your life, 2 horses, partnership. Horses they're just so beautiful when they just ride with each other. They're just gorgeous, aren't they? So it's about finding your tribe in your near future. And for those of you who are already in a partnership or relationship where it's complicated and you know you've met the one, and they're giving you equal give and take, right? Both of you are. It's both of you reaching that pinnacle together. This is the energy of 2 light workers being a power couple to the world. Aries energy here, Cancer energy here, Pisces energy here, for me as a reader, as well as Gemini energy here. Twin souls, twin flame. There's a deepening in the connection. You know, when you're with someone and you know that your soul is already married to them, but this can, of course, move on to the next level of that marriage. Look at this. Oh, I just got chills. The elixir. We have elixir. Elixir of life is love. Do you know how you look guess how you look younger? You love yourself. Truly. You know how to love others. Even those enemies, because you know what, they helped you to have that further gumption to go ahead and pursue your goals and dreams. You know, Dua Lipa said she gave like a talk with Drew Barrymore, and one of the students who asked her a question, she was like, prove them wrong. Prove them wrong, you know, and that's the energy. It's like, prove them wrong. Don't prove them right. Prove your enemies wrong. And they are the catalysts that help you get there. Where you need to go. Gorgeous energy. Wow. And we have another major arcana in your distant future is judgment. So judgment is yours. You're the one who's going to be that karma for other people, you know. Well, I wouldn't say that, because that's kind of almost sacrilegious, so apologies, God. What I'm saying is that people are going to wish they didn't mess with you, because they know that you have a very strong connection with God and the universe and the universes. So God, the energy of God, he, she, it, God will sort the mess out. You know, there will be the final reckoning. There will be the judgment, you know. I will also say there's a lot of Christians who believe, and you know, especially with the decodifying of the Bible, we are in end times and judgment days, the revelations. So maybe we are, you know. Does it mean that this world is going to completely implode and close out and switch off, as it were? Spirit's saying maybe not. It's not up for us to know, really. Me, even as a mystic, it's not up for me to know or to look into, really. We know that we're going through a hard time in general, and our new beginning can involve, you know, in order to clean up a room, you kind of have to move things around, and it can be a bit chaotic. And so in order for things to start anew and have a new fresh start, maybe there's going to have to be a little bit of a movement, cleaning. In physics it's called entropy, where there's kind of like a lot of things going on, you know. And so maybe we just have to kind of start a new life with our chosen loved ones, chosen family, chosen lovers, relationships, friends, soul families. You know, tell people that you love them, you know. In this new era that the whole collective is experiencing, in a way where we may be ushering the new age. Got the cat here. It's a mystery, exactly. The cat is a mysterious being. It is definitely intimidating. I mean, it's almost about to be on the attack, you know, because it's about to kind of spike itself up. But I feel like, don't show all your cards to the world. Be mysterious. Particularly, just stretching, particularly for those of you who are creatives, it's better to be mysterious than show your whole hand of all the cards that you're about to play in the game of life. And then we have the eye. The eye is God. The eye is the all-seeing God. It's the protective. You are protected. I will say that. I feel like your near future, your future in general is bright, it's looking forward, it's big shifts. You are the symbol, and you're the symbol of love, I'm hearing here and seeing here. And you are the catalyst of awakening people. I do this myself, you know, and without knowing it. I'm a catalyst for change. I'm a catalyst for truth. People have to be truthful to me, because if they don't, I know that I'll catch them out. You know, I'm very good with that. That's also part of my life purpose. Is I'm Cristallina. I have crystallized. I am now the embodiment of all of those broken pieces of the diamond, you know, in the rough energy, put under a lot of pressure, that is, you know, has crystallized all of that, alchemized all of that. So when I pick up on deceptive energies, or when someone is being deceitful to me as God's child, there will be a reckoning. And it may not necessarily be me. You know, I collaborate with God, but God is the ultimate hero in this whole journey of life, because God is the one who will, you know, deal with all the universal laws. And one of them is karma, you know. So, or, you know, cause and effect. So yeah, it's about releasing control at the end of it in your life in general, creating awakenings for so many people, but knowing that ultimately you are not God. You are one with God. You will find the elixir of life. You'll find your purpose. You'll find your truth. You'll find more knowledge, esoteric knowledge. The messages will come to you more clearly for those of you who are mystics or are into that kind of thing. You'll find all of that, but you're elevating into a different dimension, collective, and that's what's happening for you, and that's what's coming in that's new. And so it's moving away of that Three of Swords energy into a wholeness of true love and companionship and oneness. You're moving away from separation into an energy of oneness, and you're kicking the devil out. Can't make this shit up. The devil here, underneath the eye, and the Seven of Cups. Getting away from illusions. You know, people are really going to show themselves as they are to you. The Hanged Man, you're going to be seeing something from a different perspective. Hierophant, you're going to be teaching these things to other people. You know, you're going to be teaching them big time to people. Five of Wands, people are going to keep wanting to argue with you, create conflict and drama. King of Wands is a self-made person, someone who's very passionate, someone who's very creative, someone who's leveled up, someone who's come to the pinnacle of their achievements with courage. Beautiful reading, collective. I do hope you enjoyed this reading. Let me know how it resonates down in the comments if you wish, or you can book a reading with me, find more readings here on YouTube, and I'm wishing you a beautiful day, morning or night. Thank you so much. God bless, and thanks for your tips. Goodbye. Bye for now.